Hey everyone, and welcome to the 2021 Top 10 True Wireless Earbuds. I'm coming in at you live today because I honestly don't have enough time to make a proper video here, and I wanted to get this done before the end of the year. So let me know where you're coming in from today. Chuck a comment in there. And of course, as usual, let me know what earbuds you're currently using, or let me know your number one pick of the year of 2021 this year. So quick little intro before we jump straight into it. This is not really like a legitimate top 10. This is going to be a top 10, still in a rough order, but it's going to be more kind of like what stood out the most to me in 2021. So no real specific, I guess, areas I'm going to be going for. It's just going to be the buds that stood out to me for whatever reason in any price range. Now, I'm using a new streaming software, so I can see comments and I can chuck the comments in here as well. So JB6789, thanks for tuning in. We've got your picks here already. Earphone Free Pro OLove Edition, very nice choice. Soundcore Life P3, I haven't tested those, and I haven't tested the rest of those earbuds there, but I'm sure they're all really good. Mr. Interesting, of course. I own the H2 Beats Fit Pro personally, so you reckon the H2 sound better than the Beats Fit Pro? I have not tested the Beats Fit Pro, but I would love to test those soon. But the H2 sounding better at probably like half or even a third of the price. That is pretty good. John Espada, thanks for tuning in, my friend, as usual. Owen Needham, why hello to you as well. Michael Tech Reviews, hey man, how you going? We got Owen in the house coming in from Thailand. Stuttering Bob, hello again. Calgary, Canada. And Michael Tech Review, SoundPEATS H1 best pick. Great pick. It may be in the list today. Stay tuned for that. Who else we got here? Digital Slang, always rocking in. How you going, my friend? Great creator. If you're not following Digital Slang, make sure you check him out. Waves, with my first ever super sticker. I had these activated and I didn't know if they actually worked because I was never getting any come through. So I appreciate that, coming in with SAR. I don't know what that currency is, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It helps the channel out. That's why I added those in. And I've also added in a membership option, like maybe a week ago. I haven't really mentioned it in any of my videos yet, but another way to support me so I can make more videos, I can buy more earbuds, and most importantly, you get to see more videos from me, and I can put more time into this YouTube channel. So really appreciate that, Waves. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the super sticker. Ewant Thetone, sorry if I messed that up. How you going though? Comfiest earbuds for long use. They will be in this list today, and I hope you're doing well also. Alkendi, I'm really bad with pronouncing and reading things, but Alkendi M.S, SoundPEATS H1 or Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless 2, best audio. The best audio will be in this list today as well. Chris Walker, thanks for tuning in. The old Jabra 65Ts going in the bin. Okay, well, it's an old pair, I guess. That's kind of makes sense. Own the H2, definitely better than the LUL. I don't know what the LUL is, but the H2 sound pretty good to me and other people as well. Septien, I'm so bad. Septien KC, hi. How you going? Thanks for tuning in. Digital Slang, thanks, my man. I really appreciate it. My second super sticker there. I really appreciate the support. It really does help me out. And finally, let's get started after this one. We got Mutaz102. Happy holidays to you and everyone as well. I appreciate it. I hope you're all going to have a great holiday. Everyone has earned a nice holiday in this last whatever amount of time. It's 2 years since all this craziness has been going on. But let's get straight into it. I've kind of explained the rough details of how this is going to work today. So I'm going to switch over so you can see my other camera, and then we're going to get straight into it, starting in with number 10. I'm going to get my banners ready. This is going to be a bit of a weird one. I think many people have mentioned this, but we have the one and only, the only earbud that I've tested this year with multi-point connection under $60, the Xiaomi Redmi Buds 3 Pro. Basically, I had to chuck these in at number 10. Overall, a pretty decent earbud that, again, like I said, the only earbud with multi-point connection that actually works very well. I had no issues in my testing. And these, they're kind of a bud. They're mainly on AliExpress. I've seen them for as low as about like $40. They have a global version, and there's like another, the AirDots 3, which is like the international version. They go really cheap on Lazada, on Shopee, on all that good stuff. And quickly, I just mentioned as well, I'll quickly mention, I'm going to just run through each earbud here. At the end of each earbud, that's when I'll kind of go through the comments, answer your questions, so I can just focus in on each earbud here at a time. So cheap earbud, you're getting pretty decent balanced sound. The fit has got great comfort. Security is pretty decent. And like overall, a pretty basic bud. They do have app support, but they only have app support if you're using a Xiaomi or a Redmi phone. There may be an option to get it on like any Android device, definitely not iOS. But overall, it's the multi-point connection that chucks these buds in at number 10. And overall features are really great. The only real issue is with the comfort, a little bit weird. I mean, you can kind of tell by the design here. The ergonomics are decent. They're staying quite well, but it's just a little bit of a wonky shape, at least for my ears. And apart from that, the app support only being on Xiaomi and Redmi phones. But if you do own these buds, let me know if you can use them on Android. I saw a couple of random comments. I couldn't figure it out for myself. But yeah, overall, very decent. And there actually is one big con, which might hold these back from a lot of you people, is the volume is not very loud at all. These are one of the quieter buds that I have tested. So at 100% volume, in my like loud volume ranking, I'll chuck them in at like a 7 out of 10. Like they're loud enough, and they do have noise canceling as well, so you can block out sounds. In my testing in gyms, they worked pretty well, but I have seen a lot of complaints that these just aren't loud enough. And just keep in mind that will depend on the streaming service you use. Spotify is generally a little bit quieter than like Apple Music, YouTube Music. I'm not too sure. So that's the only real downside. If they just had louder volume, this would be a pretty flawless bud at their low price. So that's number 10, the Xiaomi Redmi Buds 3 Pro. Now let's run through the comments here. I'm going to leave the Xiaomi Redmi Buds 3 Pro right there. And let's just kind of go through some comments I missed here. And who do we have here? Burr Hunden. I'm just going to switch my camera again so you can see my head. There we go. I'm very sweaty. It's quite hot in here today. Hi from Pakistan. Hello. And we got Comfo Buds. They're probably one of the most comfortable buds, as is in the name, the Comfo Buds. Great comfort and overall really good noise cancelling transparency mode. They aren't in my list, but they would probably be in, they're close in the list, I guess. They're just right on the outskirts, I guess. In terms of standout features, there weren't too many, but overall really great quality. We got Yaya from Somalia. How you going, my friend? Okay. Relic. I was close. Liberty 3 Pro for best value. Sadly, I'm just going to let you all know now. You might be asking, but the Liberty 3 Pro aren't going to be in this list because I haven't unboxed them yet. I've had them on my desk for like 2 weeks, and I have been planning on doing a live unboxing and a live kind of review in the one video, so you can kind of see my review process. I don't know where I'm looking here. I'm going to look at the webcam so you can see my review process. I'm not too sure if I'm going to do that. I might just do a regular review, but stay tuned for some content on Liberty 3 Pro coming very soon. A lot of connectivity issues, potentially. I should probably test them out and find out for myself. I'm coming in from Sydney, Australia. Very hot today. It's like 30 degrees. I have no airflow. I've got to keep all the windows closed. So I have some moderately decent lighting here. So it's currently, 10:40 a.m. It's already quite hot. And we've had like almost a month of like just crazy rain in the middle of summer. So now we're getting some nice warm weather, and I'm sweating. I've got my towel here. If you see me glistening, that's why. Owen's wearing them now. What are you wearing, Owen? I forgot what you said. Liberty 3? Let me know. Daniel, coming in from Perth. How you going, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Okay. Yeah, I could do it after Christmas. I'll do it at some stage. I think it'd be quite cool with the Liberty 3 Pro, so you can see like how I go through a review, like, and you can kind of be a part of it. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know if anyone's done this before, but anyway, digital slang, Liberty 3 Pros are fantastic. And that seems to be the general consensus with pretty much any review I've seen. So, and then I've seen them be getting quite a few updates as well, improving some issues, which is always really nice to see. Lewis coming in from Portugal, Azores. Sorry if I'm, again, pronunciation's not very good. I need to go back to Portugal. That's one of my favorite places I went to in my Europe trip 3-4 years ago. Only went to Lisboa. What else did I go? I think that was it. Just Lisbon, but awesome place. Great food, really great people. Very good looking people in Portugal as well. John Espada, Galaxy Buds Pro went on sale here in the Philippines for $90. That's very good. Does it sound better than the H1? It has a more balanced sound than the H1. So in terms of just like sound quality, clarity, balance, they do sound better on their stock setting. When it comes to the H1, if you like a bass heavy sound, they just have way more bass and they still retain a decent amount of clarity. So if you like your bass, H1. If you like more clarity and I guess balance, Buds Pro. But for $90, that's a great gift. They're great noise canceling, great transparency mode. Not on my list today, but a worthy contender. All right, let's go through a few more comments here, then we'll go into number 9. 46 degrees on the mine site. Yeah, Daniel, were you in Perth, you said? Have a quick look here. You're coming in from Perth. Yeah, you are from Perth. Yeah, it gets incredibly hot. Sydney is not as bad as Perth, basically. Hope you keep them warm. Get a fan on you or something. I don't know if you get air conditioner in a mine, but Comfo Buds, blue ones with the EQ. So the I think that's a newer one. So not the Comfo Buds Pro. Yeah, I haven't tested those ones out, but going great. Great bud from the reviews. Yeah, one more Comfo Buds. How you going, Igor? I'm not going to pronounce your last name. Great noise cancelling, and the microphones are really good. Very good at blocking out background noise, must I say, as well. All right, let's kind of get into number 9. I can keep pumping out through these comments, but let's get into Bud number 9, switching cameras. Should we get a drum roll here? Redmi Buds Throw. Redmi Buds 3. The Redmi Buds Throw. What am I saying there? So let's get into Bud number 9. The Bud that I completely forgot to add in to my best of ANC video I did not too long ago, because these are the JBL Live Pro Plus. I just completely forgot to add these into my noise cancelling of the top 6 video, which should have been top 7, because these buds were one of the few earbuds that are like near hard to fault. They nail it on the head when it comes to everything. They are a little bit more expensive. They go for about $180 Australian. So yeah, you can probably get them for maybe like 150 US, probably even cheaper if they are on sale. But when it comes to bass heavy sound, great noise cancelling, great transparency mode, great customization in one of the best apps out there with great interface. And the fit is pretty much like, it's kind of like an AirPods Pro like fit. Obviously, it's like a stem design fit. Very compact bud. At first, it's kind of a weird, kind of like shallowy ear tip design here. But when I tested them out, like these buds do not budge. The comfort is very great. Not the best comfort out there, because it's still like, it's a little bit chunky where the bud will rest outside the ear canal. But the comfort here is just insane. The buds are sliding really well to play around with the ear tips. This is the larger ear tip. But when it comes to a great bass heavy sound, and I have tested a few JBL buds out, just this one, the Tour Pro Plus, their names are really strange. And I've also tested out the Reflect Mini NC. Reflect Mini NC, really great bud. The only issue I have with the Reflect Mini, I'm going to pull them out here real quick. I've got them just in my desk here. The only issue with the Reflect Mini NC I had, insane sound. It's just the ergonomics and like the design of this bud is just very strange. It's like it has a bit of a curve to it, which is what you want with the bud, but it's just real bulky here. It just kind of like pushes into my ear. The security is insane with this wingtip, but I only wear them for like half an hour before getting a little bit too much discomfort, even when I'm training. So I was hoping that JBL would make a bud like this, similar sound and features with a better fit. That's basically the Live Pro Plus. Very similar sound. The Reflect Mini NC is a little bit more in your face. This kind of dials down the mids and the treble is boosted, gets more sparkle. But of course, you can EQ these in the app, make them ridiculously loud. You can play around with a really great EQ, has great customization. And again, it's like a very hard bud to fault. Great features. Everything's really great. The only issue I had with these buds is that you can't, it kind of follows on with the same controls that you get on Sony, the WF-1000XM3 and the WF-1000XM4. So if you want to add volume control, you got to only have it on one earbud. So you can have your playback control on the right earbud, and then either volume control on your left or your ambient control settings. You can't have all three, which is a bit of a downer, but like apart from that, a very nice bud at a decent price. It's in that mid-range price tier, but JBL Live Pro Plus, I'm sorry I forgot about you in my noise cancelling ranked video, but a great bud, worthy of the number 9 spot. All right, let's jump back over to the comments. Let me see what you're all saying here. And if you're just joining in, I'm going to run through each bud, have a quick look at the comments so I can focus in on each bud that I'm going through. So, where are we? Alex, how you going, my friend? Thanks for tuning in. SoundPEATS H1 or the Samsung Buds Plus. I haven't tested the Buds Plus, so I can't say. If anyone has both, let me know in the comments here. The Big King Zero. Thanks for tuning in. Have you heard of I've heard of Technics. Haven't tested any out. They haven't reached out to me yet. So I'll keep it in mind if they do reach out to me. AZ60. I'll definitely check those out. Okay. Yeah, JBL Live Pro Plus. They do look similar to the Earphone Air Pro 2. Yeah, actually, I think the actual ear tips look quite the same. They're definitely a more compact bud, but Earphone Air Pro 2, a little bit on the bulky side, but in terms of how they compare, actually very, very similar kind of sound, noise cancelling performance. With I've got my noise cancelling ranking here. So the JBL Live Pro Plus, they're coming in at number 6 on my noise cancelling ranking. The Earphone Air Pro 2, number 7, so just behind. Basically, the Earphone Air Pro 2, if you want a bud similar to the Live Pro Plus, they're like just a slightly downgraded version when it comes to noise cancelling transparency. There is no app support. You can control volume and noise cancelling though, which is very cool. And the sound quality is dialed down ever so slightly. But considering they're like half the price, a great option if you want a cheaper bud. You just don't need that app support, basically. So good question. Very similar bud. Now that you think about it, they don't just look the same. Now that I think about it, they actually are very similar. All right. Alex coming in with a hot question here. Which one is better, the SoundPEATS H1, the Samsung Buds Plus, or the Xiaomi Buds 3? So I haven't tested the Buds Plus. They all got their own kind of positives. So like the Buds 3 Pro, like they got their multi-point connection, pretty balanced sound, nothing too special with the sound quality. H1 is one of the best when it comes to your bass-heavy sound in that like $60, $70 price range when it comes to US dollars. And the Buds Plus I haven't tested. So they all have their own kind of quirks there. I'm not going to say exactly which one is better though. Relic, slight connection issues in the area of city. So connection issues is an interesting one. I remember having a pair of like Audio Technica headphones. I was in the city and there's obviously just more people around, more phones, more devices, and they were randomly cutting out. I haven't tested these. I haven't really been to the city with earbuds or technology in a while, so I can't say that for sure, but it definitely depends on the location that you're in. All right, Owen, you got to go in 5 minutes. That's all right. You're in here for a solid 20 minutes, so I appreciate you tuning in. And you spotted out Yoda in the background, baby Yoda. It's my little pet there. All right, let's continue on, shall we? Going to go on to number 8. Let's switch cameras here. Bud number 8. What's it going to be? Number 8. It's going to be great. Let's get this ready. It's a SoundPEATS bud. It's the SoundPEATS T2. Now, in my review, I didn't really give it like an amazing review, but over the time, I've kind of seen everyone's feedback. Everyone really loves this bud. And for the price you can get these at, like on sale, they like normally go for like, I think they're on like $69 Australian on Amazon, but US probably similar, $60, but they'll go on sale, get 15, 20% off. So you probably go for as low as like 40, 45 US, 55 Australian. And the reason they are coming in at number 8, they came out, I'm pretty sure they came out this year. Yeah, they come out like early this year. SoundPEATS absolutely pump it out with earbuds. The reason they're coming in at number 8 is just purely for their noise cancelling performance. They are still coming in at number 6 on my noise cancelling ranking list. So the highest at the cheapest price, basically, like no buds are even near that 7 spot in the $45 price range. And when they came out, it came out a while ago, and the noise cancelling performance is holding up really strong to this day. And same with the transparency mode. The comfort is great. The security is great. Your compact case, pretty decent battery life. And the only issues here is with the sound quality. I think it's just a pretty safe tuning from SoundPEATS. I was expecting their kind of classic signature SoundPEATS bass heavy sound, but that's not really what you're getting here. It's a more balanced tuning. It doesn't have the best resolution or detail. Again, at this price, you don't really expect it, but everyone seems to really like the tuning. I personally don't really like the tuning that much. There are definitely better buds you can get at this price range when it comes to sound quality. But if it is just comfort, security, pure noise cancelling performance at a cheap price, SoundPEATS T2 are still the best to this day. And they're going to be pretty hard to dethrone, to be honest with you, because the noise cancelling performance is very impressive. So there's number 8. Let's just keep pumping this out real quick. We've got a bit of a SoundPEATS spree going on. At number 7, we have the H1 and the H2. I was only going to add one of these in, but look, they're kind of similar buds. If you haven't checked out my SoundPEATS H2 review, I go through the sound quality comparison in detail in that video. But when just like I said before, responding to some comments, the SoundPEATS H1, if you just really only want that nice, crazy subwoofer bass, you're getting a decent amount here. It's like a solid 9 out of 10. One of the bassiest buds that I've tested that still retains some very impressive clarity. If you like that kind of sound, the H2 are basically a tweaked up version of the H1. You still get a decent bass heavy sound, like an 8.5 out of 10 on my subwoofer bass scale. But when it comes to a bit more balance, the H2 are coming in with clearer mids, clearer treble, better resolution, better instrument separation and soundstage. Not miles better, but it's just a very subtle improvement that you honestly might prefer. The only issue here compared to the H1 is that on the H2, you're about 3 clicks less total volume. The H1 at 100% volume is like insanely loud and still maintain very great detail. There's no distortion. There's no issues with that. The H2, they're not incredibly loud at 100%. They are loud enough, and the passive noise isolation you get with these earbuds is very decent still. Now, these are a little bit lower on the list because at the price these are at, like these will probably go for, these are around $80 US. Again, the H1 is as low as 65 US. They're not, there's no noise cancelling. There's no transparency mode. There's no app support on the H2. There is some EQ customization on the H1. SoundPEATS sort out your app support because you got newer buds without it, but you basically get some EQ customization now on the H1. This is on iOS, and I'm pretty sure Android has it as well. And a pretty decent EQ. You got a lot of freedom there. You got presets. So kind of a better reason to potentially get the H1 without EQ customization. I have contacted SoundPEATS, and they have said that there should be app support for the H2 coming soon. Who knows when that's going to be. But basically, we've got the SoundPEATS H1 and H2. Great bass heavy sounds. Pure bass and volume go for the H1. Bit more balance and clarity, separation, detail. The H2 are pretty hard to beat in that sub $100 price range. Now, the SoundPEATS spree continues. We're going on to number 6. The SoundPEATS. I just wanted to put all SoundPEATS together, just kind of pump it out. The SoundPEATS Air3. Now, in my SoundPEATS ranked video, these weren't out yet at the timing of that video. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember. No, they weren't. It was only the True Air 2 and the True Air 2 Plus. And then SoundPEATS, of course, they came out with the Air 3. The pure reason these are coming in pretty high on my top 10 ranking is the price that these are at. Probably getting for like $40, $50 Australian when they're on sale. But these are the first bud since the release of the original AirPods, whenever that was, like 3 years ago, that have managed to get sound basically on par, if not better, than the original AirPods, which is just, it seems to be a pretty big challenge for a lot of brands. There have been so many buds from like even JBL, SoundPEATS, Tron Smart, what else? Xiaomi, QCY, all the main brands coming out with their semi-innie earbud design, and they just haven't managed to get enough detail, but more importantly, enough bass. The Air 3 here, even throwing back to the True Air 2 and the True Air 2 Plus, they're pretty much on par with the AirPods, with the original AirPods, where the Air 3, I would say, just surpass them in terms of the amount of detail and sound quality you can get for a semi-innie earbud design. Great amount of bass, great volume, you get full control. Issues, these have innie detection. that sadly doesn't work very well. It's the kind of indie detection where you place a bud down on your desk and it'll start playing again, which is, it's not what you want. Definitely not what you want with your indie detection. But apart from that, the best at a very cheap price if you like that semi-innie earbud design. And that finishes the SoundPEATS spree for the top 10 video. Now let's go, let's have a look at the comments here, and then we shall continue on with the remaining earbuds. So where are we on the comments? I'm going to leave my camera here, but I'll run through some comments here real quick. Okay. Oh, that is a tricky name, but you lost your JBL Live Club Pro Plus. I haven't tested those. That is devastating though. You got the Earphone Pro 2, but you missed your JBL. Yeah, like Earphone have some great sound quality, but the Club Pro Plus, I think going off reviews, I know Flossie really loves those earbuds. They seem like they have their best sound quality. And if I've got pairs like the Live Pro Plus and the Reflect Mini NC, which some of the best earbuds you can get with a balanced bass heavy sound. I rest in peace your Club Pro Plus. But at least you got the earphone. I assume that's a free Pro 2. Yeah, they're great. They're a decent bud for the price, but yeah, JBL is going to surpass them when it comes to sound quality. No sardines for you. I don't like sardines, so I appreciate the name. Is there a massive difference between the T2 Pro and the free Pro 2's transparency and noise cancelling? So the T2 Pro. What's the T2 Pro? Do you mean the SoundPEATS T2? I'm just going to assume that's the SoundPEATS T2 because I don't think any other earbuds have the T2 name. So comparing the T2 to the free Pro 2, so many twos. The free Pro 2 are in at number 7 on my ANC ranking. The T2, number 6. So it's not a massive difference, but it is definitely noticeable. Transparency mode, a little bit more amplified on the T2. The free Pro 2 is a more, I guess, natural transparency mode. Both pretty close, to be honest with you. So not a huge difference. The T2 just wins. Owen is back. Welcome back, Owen. I thought you weren't coming back, but nice to see you here. Wafik, how you going, my friend? Nice to see you tuning in on the live stream. Wafik and I go way back. Any weird connection issues? Sony's connected to Max. So what are we working with here? The XM4s. Yeah, it's tricky when it comes to connecting to computers. Like, it depends what operating system you're on, the device you're on, how the device is. It's a little bit more tricky than having, like, I guess, a newer phone with newer Bluetooth chips and all that kind of stuff. So if anyone does have those issues, let Wafik know. But I haven't had any issues, to be honest with you. I've tried my WH-XM4 headphones and WF-XM3 earphones on my MacBook Pro, but no issues. So it's a bit of a tricky one there. All right, Starter and Bob, H1 for the win. Definitely one of my most used earbuds of. I think they must have come out early this year. I don't know what time is anymore, but how long the H1 last? As in battery life, or battery life? They're like 10 hours, over 10 hours at 70% volume in my testing. How long do they last? Mine are still surviving, and I've used them for a solid almost year now. So they're pretty sturdy. Yakin, listening with my Air3. Nice. It's nice. You know, it's probably a nice feeling when you can see your bud on the picky top 10 list. All right. Oh, here he is. I was worried, Des. I was worried you weren't going to tune in because I couldn't. I posted a community post. I'm getting my webcam back on here. Working up a sweat. How you going, Des? I made a community post, but I don't think anyone saw it. I just posted it on my Instagram. So if you're not following my Instagram, I don't have it linked anywhere in the description, but go to one of my videos or just look up Picky Audio. Follow me on Instagram so you can stay updated with my live streams and all the behind the scenes action. Yura, love my SoundPEATS. I love them too. My first by Bluetooth earbud was the SoundPEATS Q35 HD. My first ever review as well, and they've been going really well. They're kind of fallen behind lately, SoundPEATS, but I know they're going to pick it up. They've definitely got it in them. The Feel T2 Pro, not SoundPEATS T2. I haven't tested the Feel T2 Pro, so that's going off Feel and eFun. Feel and eFun's kind of like collaboration they do. I don't know if there's a massive difference. I think it'll be the same noise cancelling transparency, but its sound quality might be a little bit different. I don't know if there's any comparison videos out there. El Jefe he normally gets on top of that, but I'm honestly not too sure. What do I think of the AirPods Pro? I think they're pretty decent. If anyone's seen my video I made of the AirPods Pro and the Earphone Free Pro, it's gotten so much hate. It's hilarious. Everyone has like a solid Apple. Apple have some very loyal customers. But I was saying the Earphone Free Pro in the video. I made out that they're better than the AirPods Pro, but it was like basically it was just like they're a budget option that you could get over the AirPods Pro if you can't afford the AirPods Pro. The benefit of budget earbuds, but the AirPods Pro are good for what they nail it if you're in the Apple ecosystem. Some of the best comfort, solid noise canceling transparency, and decent sound quality if you like watching movies, YouTube videos, and listening to any genre. I personally don't like the sound that much. It's a little bit too mid-heavy. It sounds very strange with a lot of electronic music. So they're not going to be an earbud I use personally for listening to music, but very convenient if you're in the Apple ecosystem. I prefer the AirPods 3, which might be in this list. Stay tuned for that. So I'm not going to pronounce your name, but I appreciate it. I'm honored to be your favorite headphone reviewer. Even though I don't review many headphones, but mainly earbuds. Good to hear. You're doing good, Des. All right, a couple more comments, and then we'll continue on with number 5. All right. Rahul. The True Shift 2. Still a great bud. Yeah, I'm really glad you're liking those. They're probably the second video I made on here, maybe the third. I still have mine. They're going strong. The 100-hour battery life case is really good. And you can get them really cheap now, and the sound quality holds up today if you like a bass heavy sound. You have the Bose SoundSport Jabra Elite 75T, and they kept falling. Yeah, and that's the best thing about those buds. The wingtip and the kind of deeper fit. Those buds do not budge out, and I feel like they would fit anyone's ears very well. The only issue, the bud is a little bit chunky, so smaller ears, they may not work the best. SoundPEATS have made the T3s. I've got them in testing. There are a couple of reviews out there. It seems like they're kind of like upgraded in some ways and also downgraded in some ways when it comes to noise canceling and transparency mode performance. I'll have a review coming probably next year, but yeah, the T3s exist. They're just not really an upgrade from the T2s. Okay. Oh, yes, the Momentum True Wireless 2, because of my recommendation. I hope you enjoy them. Let me know how you go. Life of Tedder. Thanks for tuning in. Toza NC2, close to the Edifier NeoBuds Pro on dynamic mode. Similar. Definitely, the Toza NC2 are definitely a V-shaped sound, but like to the point where the mids are still very clear. The NC2 really did surprise me from Tozo. That's my most recent review, I'm pretty sure. Similar, definitely not going to get the resolution and detail you get on the Edifier NeoBuds Pro, but they come very close. Like I had to compare the NC2 to the NeoBuds Pro, the Jabra Elite 75T, buds like twice the price. The NeoBuds Pro almost closer to 3 times the price. So they come pretty close. Yeah, similar to dynamic mode. Yeah, because the treble can get a little bit harsh on the Edifier NeoBuds Pro in dynamic mode. The NC2 also a little bit harsh. I'll say the NeoBuds Pro dynamic mode, a little bit more forward treble, even compared to the NC2, just on their basic setting. But yeah, now that you mention it, very similar. Okay. Yes. Stay tuned. It's you know it's going to be on the list. You know it's going to be on the list today. So we're on number 5 right now. I'll chuck in the name as we kind of go through, but I'm just going through some comments right now. Number 5 was the True Air 3. Yeah, had a bit of a SoundPEATS 3. Number 6 was the True Air 3. We're on number 5 next. True Air 3, which is the SoundPEATS H1 and H2 at number 7. The SoundPEATS T2 at number 8. The Live Pro Plus from JBL at number 9, and the Xiaomi Redmi Buds 3 Pro at number 10. So we're halfway through. We're making great progress. A couple more comments, and we'll get into number 5. We're getting into the top 5 now. Okay, now Ruben's asking for the best value true wireless for noise cancelling and sound quality alone. That'll be on the list very soon. Okay. We've got a fellow metal here. Pablo. Love my metal. So does Baby Yoda. Don't you? Yeah. Under $50, you listen to metal. If you like a bass heavy sound, you can probably get a pair like the True Engine 3 SE from SoundPEATS. If you like that like kind of live heavy sound with your metal tracks, but still great, decent instrument separation and clarity. If you like some forward treble, the Edifier TWS1 Pro, still a decent amount of bass, but if you like a little bit more balance, they may be a better pair, as long as you don't mind like harsher treble and more forward treble response. Even the Tozo NC2 I recently reviewed, a bassier sound. If you don't mind a bit of a more forward treble response, they're also really good. $50. I can't think of anything on the spot right now, but yeah, those would be some good options there. I'm trying to think of more balanced earbuds. Like if you like a really clean sound, One More Color Buds 2. They're not really $50, but they have like a more flat tuning. If you want some just like nice clarity and just like really pick out details and have a closer experience to what the recording would be like in the studio rather than like listening to metal live. So really depends what you like, but hopefully those recommendations help you out a little bit more. Lewis. I was about to say Louise, sorry. Lewis. Best Edifier Bud under $60. If you can get the MB2 Pro under $60, they be the best. Yeah. Check out my Edifier compared video, and you can kind of I compare every Edifier earbud that I've reviewed. I haven't had any issues. I haven't heard of too many issues, but one thing I do know is that Tozo customer support does sound pretty good, which is why I do support the earbuds. This can happen with any earbud. Like I've had Sennheiser earbuds that I've bought, and my mate has bought as well. The CX True Wireless, not the CX. The CX 400 BT. One was dead on arrival. One broke after a short period of time. I got the AirPods 3 recently. As soon as I pulled them out of the box, distortion in the right earbud. So this can happen to any earbud. So if you're dropping earbuds, you want them to survive. Like they shouldn't break straight away. But the main thing I look for there is the build quality, at least from Tozo Buds today, pretty decent. But customer support is a massive one. So with those brands I mentioned, like Apple, if you have any issues, I can go to the Apple Store. They don't even question it. Like, and they're just like, yeah, they just give me another pair. So that's a big thing to focus on. I talked about this in my video I did not too long ago, comparing like budget earbuds to premium earbuds and kind of figuring out the differences and the benefits of each bud and the different brands as well. Very interesting video, but check that out if you want more information on that. Jackson, how you going, my friend? All right, 2 more comments and then we'll go into number 5. No worries. So Edifier NeoBuds Pro. Yeah, look, if you like the Edifier NeoBuds Pro, you got app support, which the NC2 doesn't have. It's a better bud overall, better sound quality, and still a similar bass heavy sound. So you've done very well there. All right, let's continue on. We'll pump out a few more comments soon. But let's go into bud number 5 now. We're into the top 5. We're going to switch over cameras here. And I'm just going to bring up my list here so I remember what bud is coming in at number 5. We've just been talking about it. It's the Edifier NeoBuds Pro, one of the best overall buds you can get under $100 when they are on sale. But they're not really under $100. I mean, on sale US, you can probably get them for $100. They're normally around like $129, but let's just say they're in the rough under $100 price range. So the reason they're here is purely for basically everything. They don't really get too much wrong. The sound quality is a little bit over the top out of the box. So you're getting a very nice boost in the bass. I rated a solid 8 out of 10 on my subwoofer bass head scale, but the mids slightly recessed. You get very forward treble. And this is on the dynamic EQ setting that we were just talking about. Of course, you can customize this in the Edifier app. And like you get so much customization on there. You get Q factors, you get all these different settings, which I actually haven't learned how to do, but you can really customize them to sound, they're still going to sound bass heavy. Like keep in mind with EQ, I know people talk about EQs as if you can just completely change a bud. Whatever the stock setting is, like that's going to kind of be the main like sound that follows on, even when you do EQ the earbud, but it's still going to be bass heavy, but you can really nail down a sound that you like. Save a lot of presets. You can share them with your friends. So sound quality is pretty much the best at this price, but it's the noise canceling performance, because these are coming in at number 3 on my noise canceling ranking. Just so you can see here, chuck my iPad here. There I am. I don't know what's going on there, but there we can see Edifier NeoBuds Pro tied number 3 with the Galaxy Buds Pro. More expensive earbud, but they're in the top 3 there in my noise cancelling ranking, as long as you get a good fit. The benefit is you get like 8, 7 different types of ear tips that are actually like antibacterial or something like that. And apparently someone tested it, and like it is true. So it must be the coating on here or the material. If you get issues with, I don't know, ear infections, or like you want to clean an ear tip experience, these are going to be the buds to get. Transparency mode is the best from Edifier, and obviously you can't beat that LED indicator on the case. The battery is low, so it's not doing its cool like light flashing thing. It's like little like spaceship kind of design there. But apart from that, sound quality, noise cancelling, some really impressive comfort. Almost kind of a fit on par with the AirPods Pro, because they're very compact all around the earbud. They look really cool, and that's why they're coming in at the number 5 spot. Only issues is with the controls. You can customize the controls, but you're limited. You get no single tap, so you're only getting double tap and triple tap. So you're getting like 4 possible controls. So you can add volume control in, but you're going to have to sacrifice some options there. So not the best. There's also no in-ear detection, which at this price you kind of start to see, but it's purely the sound quality for a bass heavy sound with great clarity. That's why they're coming in at number 5. Another earbud that I haven't tested yet that would have been close in this spot are the Sennheiser CX True Wireless earbuds. I kind of quickly touched up on before, because I do have the CX400 BT that I was just talking about. I'm going to pull them out right now so we can just kind of have a bit of a visual as I talk about them here. I don't know if they are even in this drawer, but whatever. So I'm talking about the Sennheiser CX True Wireless. Another earbud at a similar price range. They are bringing you sound quality that's like not as bass heavy as the Edifier NeoBuds Pro. Again, I'm going off the 400 BT. I actually don't own the CX True Wireless, but going off the one and only El Jefe earbud review, he mentions it's basically the same sound with a tiny bit more bass. So look, it's in that $100 price range. You aren't getting noise cancelling or transparency mode. So that's why the Edifier NeoBuds Pro still would be a little bit higher up. But the CX True Wireless have a similar sound to the Momentum 2 True Wireless, one of my favorite earbuds. Maybe not as good going off reviews, but there'll be another worthy contender. But I just don't have them. So that's number 5, the Edifier NeoBuds Pro. And again, throw out some comments and I'll reply to them in just a second. Let me know where you're coming in from. Let me know what earbud you're currently listening with, or headphone, or what your best pick of 2021 is. Chuck a comment. I'll check that in a second. But let's move on to number 5 now. We've got 2 earbuds here. And these earbuds are the best when it comes to noise cancelling performance overall in any technology that I've ever tested. So whoever asked about the noise cancelling and sound quality, you're going to get it here right now, because we've got number 4, the Sony WF-1000XM4 and the Bose Quiet Comfort upside down earbuds. Now, it's purely the noise cancelling performance. If you haven't checked out my Bose Quiet Comfort versus Sony video, check it out if you want some detailed comparisons here. But I had to chuck both buds in here because one bud is superior when it comes to noise cancelling performance, and the superior bud just are the Sony WF-1000XM4s, mainly due to that ear tip and obviously improved noise cancelling algorithm. Sony has absolutely nailed it here. You got that passive noise isolation you get from those foam ear tips, which are a little bit dirty, but I don't really like the comfort of these. But the noise cancelling performance, you can't beat it. These beat out the Sony WH-XM4 headphones just with that nice deep fit, and the processing is very insane. Best noise cancelling earbuds if you just want pure noise cancelling performance. The Bose Quiet Comfy earbuds, though, came out a while back, earlier in the year. They come incredibly close when it comes to noise cancelling performance. Like, they're probably like 5% less, like 5% not as good as the WF-XM4s. Only when I was going back and forth like non-stop. I was doing it outside on my soundbar in my car, and I could just tell that the Quiet Comfy earbuds were slightly behind the WF-XM4s. But I have to chuck them in here as well, because the fit here is just miles better, at least for me, when it comes to comfort and security, with their unique umbrella kind of wingtip design here. It's a very strange fit. I didn't like them at first when I reviewed them, but I've kind of come around them. This kind of design here Doesn't give you the greatest passive noise isolation, but whatever the processing, whatever algorithm they got going on with the noise canceling is very insane. These are also better than any headphone with noise canceling I've tested. So better than the Sony WF-1000XM4s. Really impressive stuff. Now, so that's noise canceling. Transparency mode, I have to just give it to the Bose, slightly better than the WF-XM4s. But where the XM4s start to push ahead is with their app support. You get tons of options. You can control, I mean, you can customize your controller volume. It's a similar situation to the JBL Live Pro Plus, which came in at number 9 that I just talked about earlier. If you want to add volume control, you can only add it in on one earbud, so you get to sacrifice your ambient noise canceling controls, which I do not like. I hope they change that. I keep saying it in my reviews. I hope more people say it too, because Sony, JBL, I just want to control volume and noise canceling all in the earbuds themselves. Is that just me? Let me know if you're the same. But basically, app support, you get the speak to chat. You're getting I forget what it's called. It's where you can depends on when you're walking or running, you can automatically change settings. You can change noise canceling and EQ settings depending on the location you're at. So if you want to have a gym setting and just absolutely pump up the bass and get yourself going, you can do that on the WF-XM4. So great customization. And the sound quality, some of the best you can get in any price range. The only issue that I talked about in all my videos with the XM4s is when you go above 75% volume, the treble kind of gets brought down. It doesn't really get brought down. It's like the bass and mid bass increase and the mids, but the treble doesn't really kind of follow on with that with the increase in bass. So you lose a lot of clarity, and it just sounds very different when you're going on those last 3-4 clicks of volume. So not a big fan of that, and that's why I don't really use these buds too much, because the fit isn't the best, the comfort isn't great. Like, it's gotten a lot better over time, but that's why the Bose are also in here, because that comfort is much better, at least for my ears. Remember, fit is going to be different for everyone's little ears. The Bose, though, now why they're coming in so high on this list when it comes to pure noise canceling, sound quality is very good, a very similar tuning to the AirPods Pro, more mid-focus if you like your mid-range, watching movies, just watching YouTube videos, podcasts, a great tuning for that, but a little bit more bass and thump in the low end compared to the AirPods Pro, which I did prefer. So I definitely prefer this sound here. Just overall detail and clarity, a little bit behind the WF-XM4s, but these do have EQ customization now. They've been heavily updated since they came out, whenever that was. So you can control volume now with the swipe on either the right or left earbud. You just swipe up and down. Works very well. So you can pretty much control everything except skipping tracks back, which is great because I like to control my noise canceling and volume all in the earbuds, which you can't do on the little Sonys down there. So you get EQ customization now, not the best EQ, but you can kind of play around with it a little bit, make it more bass heavy, pump up the treble. And I like bringing down the mids a little bit, boosting the treble, making it a little bit more V-shaped to suit my bass head sound signature setting, I'm saying. So overall, Bose Quiet Comforts and Sony coming in number 4 and worthy of that number 4 spot for noise cancelling, sound quality. They've both got their own perks there. All right. Let's switch back over to my sweaty head. And we're just going to kind of run through a couple more comments here before we get into the top 3. Okay, what else have we got here? Who else is tuning in? If you're just tuning in now, we're at number 4. And we're going to go through the top 3 now. We're pumping through it here today. Let's see where I was. Okay. Alex was knocked over my light. The Technics at $200. Yeah, Technics. I've seen them at JB Hi-Fi is getting. They got some JLab earbuds now, so it's nice to see like these, I guess, more budget brands or less well-known brands in stores. But $200 right now. That's pretty good. I haven't tested those, but Digital Slang. Oh no, Wyfig at Digital Slang. What did Digital Slang say? I forgot what he said. I don't think he said anything. You dropped your buds way too many times. Still going strong. What buds did you drop? I dropped everything all the time. So any earbud I test, I drop. So like if they haven't broken, then that's generally a good sign. Okay. Yeah, I think someone asked this before. So, no, I was comparing the H1. So the NeoBuds Pro, yeah, because you can get them around the same price now. They're a very close bud. I prefer the NeoBuds Pro. I prefer a little bit more thump in the low end, a little bit of extra bass. The Galaxy Buds Pro, they have a more forward treble. But then again, the NeoBuds Pro also have a pretty forward treble. I haven't compared the two back to back. I have to say it's pretty close. It's going off memory. I'd have to go test that and see for yourself. I won't do that today because we're already pumping out. We're almost at the hour mark here today. But the main thing there, what I will say though, is the Buds Pro, the fit, at least for my ears, isn't the best. They budge out quite easily, where the NeoBuds Pro stand a lot better. The comfort is a lot better, but a fix with the Buds Pro is using SpinFit ear tips. The CP360s do help that. So it also depends on if you're going to be using the Buds Pro on an Android device. Otherwise, you can't get app support. But the NeoBuds Pro have app support on iOS and Android. So NeoBuds Pro also have EQ customization. The Buds Pro just have presets, so you get more freedom with your sound. If I was to only choose one, I'd go the NeoBuds Pro. But a couple of things to keep in mind there. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that doesn't make it more confusing. Let's get some water in. Hydration first, people. All right, let's pump out through these comments. Let's see. Sorry to hear about the faulty case. The $75 is really cheap though. But so you got them on the Indiegogo campaign. Did you get another pair? They send you out another pair? I guess I'm curious to see how the Edifier support is on that, because I'm always curious to see how support goes. But I'm hoping you get that sorted out. Daniel, NeoBuds Pro, current go-tos. They're a great all-around bud and worthy of the number whatever spot I said. I think it was 5 or 6. Okay. Interesting question from Mutaz102. How do you compare the NeoBuds Pro to the Moondrop Sparks based on sound quality, fit, and comfort? Never compared the two back to back, but we have some massive differences when it comes to sound quality. NeoBuds Pro, overall just better. You can get better separation, detail, and they are a bassier sound. Where the Moondrop Sparks are kind of in that more like natural tuning on the more flat side, but still decent mid bass. They have a more of a boost in the treble. Mids are still very clean. So Moondrop Sparks are more natural sound that might sound lacking in the low end if you're not used to using pairs like the NeoBuds Pro or like your SoundPEATS Buds. Most of the budget true wireless earbuds. So I have to give it to the NeoBuds Pro overall when it comes to sound quality. When it comes to fit, I'm also going to give it to the NeoBuds Pro. The Moondrop Sparks have a very deep fit that is fine for my ears, and the comfort is really great. But I find a deep fit is a rare thing people like. I do like it though. So comfort is also better on the NeoBuds Pro. Roy, Earphone Free Pro 2. What about them? That's your favorite one. I asked you that before. They're a great bud. Very solid stuff from Earphone. Got the blue comfort buds as well. Nice. Am I going to review the Palm Buds Pro? No idea. I've never heard of the Palm Buds Pro, but if these companies reach out to me, that'll be more likely of me reviewing them. Samar, any experience with LG? I haven't experienced any LG products. I used to have a TV 10 years ago, 32-inch LG TV. That worked pretty well. Had really bad sound, but never tested any earbuds from LG. I'd love to test again. Like I don't only have so much time, so if you wanted to recommend anything, let me know, then I can look it up. But a lot of the time, I can just test what's coming out at me, what the company sent out to me, and what I can afford at the time. But if you want to support the channel, I've currently got my first 2 super stickers, which I'm glad to see are working. And I've also got a channel membership I recently did. I don't have any like the cool emojis or anything like that yet, but if you want to support the channel, feel free to join there. This is going to help me fund the channel, buy more earbuds, and of course, give me more time to spend on my YouTube channel. That's my goal, to be doing this full time. Currently not doing that now. So the more support I can get, the more videos that you can get, the more buds I can cover. So support me and support yourself. It's a weird way to promote it, but okay. Just bought the Liberty 3 Pro. This is Robert Caracity. Robert Caracity. Where are you from, Robert? It's an interesting surname. Underwhelmed at the volume. Okay, interesting. If you're looking for high volume earbuds, SoundPEATS H1, very loud. Earphone Free Pro 2, very loud. What else? What else is loud? Baby Yoda, do you know any? I can't think right now. If I remember any loud earbuds, I'll go. I'm trying to think of like the really ridiculously loud ones, like Jabra Elite 75T. They go very loud. Even like the Sony WF-1000XM4, Bose Quiet Comfort earbuds, they go pretty loud, but they're not like ridiculously loud. So again, it depends on the streaming service you use and the phone, all that kind of stuff. SpinFit ear tips, any of them work with the Comfort Buds Pro. The CP360 work great. The CP1025 also fit in the case and fit on the buds. So yeah, any ear tips work really well there. You want NeoBuds Pro, find them uncomfortable. Sorry to hear, but yeah, sadly, some buds just don't work for some ears. They do have a kind of design that should work for most ears, but yeah, the only way to try out is to try the buds out, sadly. So yeah, sometimes you just got to play around with it, sadly. I said sadly a lot. It is sad. Okay, so how long would the H2 last until they stop working? Coming from Digital Paradox. It's near impossible to say. Like, I've got a pair of SoundPEATS earbuds from like 3 years ago that still work completely fine. And I've had the same pair that died after a couple of weeks, couple of months. So it depends on your use. If you're using them fine, you might get unlucky. You might not. It's just the case with true wireless earbuds. Still a pretty new technology overall, even though they've been around for like at least 4 or 5 years now. I'm not too sure when the AirPods came out and a couple of other earbuds. Before that, itchy nose. It's a bit of a lucky dip. If you want more information on like budget versus premium, check out my budget versus premium true wireless earbud video I did a while back. So look, overall with SoundPEATS, I've had a pretty good experience. A couple of earbuds have died, and I've got like 25 SoundPEATS earbuds. So depends how much you use it, and there's a bit of luck involved. That's just the way it is with technology. Sad sometimes. Like even with computers, you hear someone get a computer. I had a MacBook Air 2013. It still works today. So that's like almost 10 years old. And I've heard of people getting MacBooks that died in a year. So you're rolling the dice when it comes to the technology, sadly. Okay. Oh, cool. So this is how your this was the NeoBuds Pro. Another pair. They refunded you. That's nice, and I'm glad that worked out for you. We've got Imad on the Huawei FreeBuds Pro. I haven't tested any Huawei buds. Is that how you say it? It's pretty fun to say. Robert coming in from New York. Nice. TWS 1 Pro. They are very loud. They are also very loud. Thank you, Stuttering Bob. Okay, we'll do a couple more comments here, and then we'll get into the top 3, and we'll wrap this up for today. The top 10 true wireless earbuds of 2021. What else have we got here? E. Underwood got the Redmi Buds 3 Pro in the mail. They're replacing an earphone Air Pro 2. Very good. Yeah, if they're like at 100%, just loud enough. So I'm glad that is enough for you and your device and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, taking over the Air Pro 2. Redmi Buds 3 Pro, they're my number 10 pick if you weren't tuning in earlier. But yeah, overall, solid stuff there, especially if you're using a Xiaomi Redmi phone. Oh, nice question. I like both. So when I'm training, like if I'm in a gym, I prefer an earbud like the Jabra Elite 75T that has a physical button rather than touch control. So I'm taking earbuds out of my ears and talking to people, or I'm just like, I'll sometimes do a set where I don't want to be having earbuds in my ears. I'm just chucking in my pocket. I like the feeling of just like grabbing the earbud, throwing it in my pocket, and not accidentally activating touch controls. Where with touch controls, I also don't mind. But if I was to only choose one, I go physical buttons, as long as like you can press them and then you have to like squish them into your ear, because that's kind of an annoying part. If you're using a physical button and it's like a hold, you're always gonna have to push it into your ear. But I tried an earbud that had like a stem design, and this is why I like the AirPods Pro and the AirPods 3, because it's force touch and you're gonna squish it, so it's a physical button. You don't accidentally activate touch controls and you're not pushing it into your ear. So my favorite would be force touch. I wish everyone could use force touch, but a budget pair I tested, I forget what it's called, but decent earbud, and it has like a button on the stem and it works like force touch. So that could be a potential thing down the track. It's probably my favorite way to control, because you know you're using it properly, basically. All right, let's get into number 3, shall we? Let's switch cameras. We're getting pretty serious now. There's going to be some picks here that you might not agree with, but let's get into number 3. I just mentioned it. It's the one and only the AirPods 3, Generation 3 AirPods. Now, as you all know, I'm not a huge fan of the AirPods Pros earbuds, but like I said before, they get it right when it comes to just your Apple ecosystem and all the basics. They just don't have the best sound quality. So when I was testing the AirPods 3, well, when I first got them, I just kind of had very, very low expectations. But these, surprisingly enough, since I've got them, have been the earbud, or like they're basically my most used piece of technology in the last like 2 months that I've had them. I didn't think this would happen. I do not like semi-in-ear earbuds, but the AirPods 3 here, they're just we're upside down now. Let's just flip that around, shall we? Am I upside down? Yep. There we go. It's going to go. There we go. We're back on. Okay, we're going to open that. So the AirPods 3 are the best sounding, by far, semi-in-ear earbud that you can get. And like comparing the AirPods 3 to the AirPods Pro, which I did in my reviews, be sure to check those out. I prefer the sound of the AirPods 3 compared to the AirPods Pro, even though they kind of do sound better in a way. But as I mentioned before, like the AirPods Pro, decent sound, a little bit too forced in the mid. So I listen to a lot of electronic music, hardstyle, psytrance, trance, anything electronic, basically. I really don't, especially hardcore, Anger Fist. If you're a hardstyle fan, let me know in the comments. Basically, a little bit too forced in the mid, to the point where like kicks and like that punchiness of the kicks sounds a little bit weird on a lot of songs. It sounds like poppy instead of punchy. So not a bad sounding earbud, just for my taste and what I listen to. I don't really use these for listening to music. These were like one of my go-to earbuds before the AirPods 3 when it comes to like watching videos, and like I use iPhone and Mac, and it's seamless switching, all that good stuff. So when just viewing content, watching random Instagram videos and reels and YouTube videos, these are my go-to. But the AirPods 3 have taken over when it comes to just all round listening to music, training. I've used them in training and watching YouTube videos, because the semi-in-ear fit is so effective, just because it's like a transparency mode. I'm not going to take them out because I'll disconnect my phone again. The semi-in-ear earbud fit, I can't say semi-in-ear earbud fit. It's like a natural transparency mode. So if I'm like around the house, I like to hear what's going on around me. I just chuck these in. If I'm watching YouTube videos on my phone, these are my buds that I will use all the time. The comfort is great. They fit my ears very well. I have bigger ears, so the fit of the AirPods 3 here didn't work for a lot of people, but they worked really well for me. And I was using these a lot when training as well. I'm currently training at a home gym for the last few months, so I definitely wouldn't use these in a regular commercial gym because there's loud music and I want to block out the annoying gym music and all the sounds. But I'm just at home, and I like being able to hear what's going on around me. I use this when training quite a bit, and with their kind of fit that doesn't go into the ear canal, they stay in completely fine no matter what it is I'm doing. Like the security on these buds shouldn't be as good as it is. They just work really great with my ears. And the thing about, like, since there's no ear tip, when I'm like clenching my jaw through those hard sets, they don't budge out at all. They just stay in place because the fit isn't very deep, and they just kind of rest outside the ear canal. And the sound quality they have for a semi-in-ear fit, it shouldn't be as good as this. Apple have absolutely nailed it. They've improved from the old generation of AirPods by like 20-30%. Be sure to check out, I have like a few comparison videos comparing these to the nice little burp, to the Buds, Samsung Galaxy Buds Live. They were probably like the previous best when it comes to your semi-in-ear fit. These surpass them. And yeah, that's why I had to chuck them in at number 3. I've just used these so much. It's so seamless. The sound quality is really great. And the biggest difference between sound quality of the AirPods 3 compared to the AirPods Pro is with mid-bass. So AirPods 3, a little bit lacking with the mid-bass. So I find with like rock, metal, and also any like electronic music with synths and bass lines, they come through with more detail and just more forward on the AirPods 3 without getting messy at all, which sounds a lot better on a lot of genres and a lot of songs. But of course, overall, like, this is an in-ear earbud comparing to a bud that doesn't go into your ear. So the fact they do that sound quality so well with that kind of fit is why they're coming in at number 3. The only issue is like with a semi-in-ear fit, when you're going above 70-80% volume, you can only get so much bass out of the AirPods 3. So they've got to dial the bass down because the drivers are working a lot harder to push bass out. So that's just expected. If you want to go for higher volumes, the AirPods 3 pump out way more bass, which not many people talk about, but that's just something to keep in mind so the drivers don't distort. But the fact you're getting great sound quality with this kind of fit, good battery life, and all the classic Apple ecosystem goodness, that's why the AirPods 3 are coming in at number 3. All right. Shall we go on to number 2? The final top 2. Can you guess what's going to come in at number 2? If you follow my channel, I'm sure you can guess it. But let's just jump straight into number 2 here. This is another bud that I've used probably the most in the last 6 months. Whenever I got these, probably 6 months ago. We have an older bud, but great bud when it comes to a bass-heavy sound. Great fit. And these are my go-to training bud. We have the Jabra Elite 75Ts. And as I just said, when it comes to my training bud, just a nice, safe earbud I can use when training. They have the best bass-heavy sound and very, very loud volume and the physical buttons that we were just talking about. Jabra Elite 75T, they're like 2 years old. I'm glad they still sell these because you can get these for as low as $80 US. I got these for about 130 Australian on sale. So one of my top recommendations to anyone that asks me for a bud where they listen to like a lot of music I like to listen to, a lot of electronic music, but they still sound really great with any kind of music you throw at it. They've got EQ customization, and you can dial down the bass. You can increase it even more if you like and get them sounding absolutely ridiculous. These are my number 1 pick in the sub $100 price range, and basically any price range if you like a in-your-face bass-heavy sound. Even better than the JBL Buds. They are a little bit more on the balance side. This is definitely over the top when it comes to your bass. But again, you can EQ them in the app, and the app support and app customization is, I'd say, the second best you can get, because you just behind the Sony app, I would say, because you can control everything. You can customize each individual touch function on the earbuds. So this means you can control volume as well as your noise canceling, your transparency, your playback controls. The only thing is volume control will stay as a hold on the left and the right earbud, which is kind of annoying with physical buttons. You do have to kind of push it into your ear. That's probably the only fault I have with these. Very tiny bud, so the fit is very impressive. You can see the ergonomics there. It is a deeper fit, so this does mean you're going to get a little bit of suction, a little bit of pressure in the ear canal, which I personally don't mind if I just need my buds staying in. And for my ears, I find the deeper fit does work very well. I just chuck these in my ears. They do not budge no matter what it is I'm doing, and that's why they're my number 1 training earbud. Now, issues, they are an older pair, so you can only use the right earbud individually. You can't use the left while the right earbud is in the case. It might be the other way around, but basically this is an older bud. It's older Bluetooth technology, still 5.0, so it's not completely out of date. Connection's still completely fine. And these, like when these came out, whenever they came out 2 years ago, didn't have noise canceling, but they got it in an update, and it's actually surprisingly pretty good. It's definitely low on my list. It's coming in at number 9 on my noise canceling ranking list. So it's about like 2/3 of the way down, but surprisingly good because the passive noise isolation on these buds with that deep fit is very impressive. Transparency mode, also really great. And that's why they're coming in so high on my list. One of the buds I use the most. They're safe. Their case is compact. And that's the only fault there is that single earbud use. And another big one I almost forgot about is these are one of the few true wireless earbuds that also have multi-point connection that works very great. For some reason, Jabra and Xiaomi, they're only brands that allow this. So you're getting this from like the 75T, you're getting this in the 85T as well. The newer Jabra buds, I am yet to test, just because I've been testing so many other buds, spending my money on all these other expensive earbuds. So I'm keen to test out the future Jabra buds, but for the price, $80 US, like these are so, like the build quality is, again, like this is up there. The feel of the buds, like you can see my buds are kind of destroyed. I have dropped these so many times. They've been absolutely destroyed. Like these buds are going flying when I'm training. I'm just like taking them out of my ears. They don't fall out of my ears, but they've been thrown around, used quite a bit. And that's why the Jabra buds are my number 1 training bud, number 1 bass head certified earbud of 2021, potentially into 2022, even though these are 2 years old. So that's number 2 there. Now, we will go on to number 1 very soon. If you follow my channel, you can probably guess what it is, but let's just run through a couple more quick comments. Let's see what everyone's talking about. I'm sure the comment section is starting to spice up a little bit. Here I am again. Let's see what's going down in the comments. Was that an owner? Let's go back a bit here. Okay. Can you feel it? I haven't tested the Bose Sport Free. They're kind of like the sporty version of the Bose Quiet Comforts, but yeah, haven't tested those. Raul, Anchor Soundcore Liberty 2 Pro are the loudest earbuds I've tried. Interesting because I haven't tested those. But the Liberty 3 Pro, it sounds as though they might be quieter. So very interesting stuff. I can't. Oh, Luke, I am your mother. 100, nice. Check out the Trainia T3. I've heard good things about them. Yeah, again, I'll hopefully get around them at some point. Oh, they do have button control. Very nice. Kind of a rare thing, but I love seeing myself some button control. Don, I might cover them. I was planning on doing the Moondrop Arias. I just find focusing on focusing on the True Arts earbuds is kind of like my focus, and I can really nail down on that. I do like using wired IEMs. I like using wired headphones. That's why I probably use them more commonly when I'm just like lying down and just like intricately listening to some music. So I might get around those in the future, but not really my forte, but I can get around it. Okay, itchy nose. John Spider, what's the best true wireless for side sleeping? 10 hours battery. Side sleeping, I have yet to test a bud that works well with side sleeping. I know people use like AirPods. I couldn't even use AirPods, but yeah, when there's construction going on, ANC would be nice. I just don't think it exists. I was watching an El Jefe live stream. There was a bud from One More. They're called the Sleep Buds. Like, I don't think they have noise canceling because like if you want to make a bud that is like slim enough to like lie down on your side, you can't have microphones. You can only have just a driver and a small battery. So you're definitely not getting 10 hours, maybe at like a low volume, but the only bud I know of is the One More Sleep Buds, I think they're called. So Wafik, I assume this was towards the AirPods. Hardstyle, scared thumb up. It's a scared thumbs up. So I don't know if you like it or you're scared of it. I definitely love my hardstyle. Okay. John Espada again, since the AirPods 3 release. Yeah, as you expect, it's classic with Apple products. You get a lot of copies. Yeah, and look, that's a beauty of Apple. They kind of push the industry to continually better the budget brands as well. So it benefits everyone. So we can get cheaper earbuds for people that can't afford those expensive earbuds and get very close quality. So yeah, I'm keen to see similar designs. I think it's going to be a while before any budget earbud can get close to the sound quality of the AirPods 3. Yeah, the AirPods Pro definitely need an upgrade. I feel like they will follow on with that kind of tuning that the AirPods 3 do have. And if they do, then yeah, the new AirPods Pro, then that'll be one of the best earbuds you can probably get if they can just kind of tweak up that sound a little bit because they nail it with everything else basically. Hey, how you going? A Baker coming in from the UK. Just joined the channel recently. Well, thanks for joining in on the live stream and hoping you're finding the content useful. Awesome dude 360. How you going? I want Thatone. I don't think I said that right. Yeah, I did a comparison video with the AirPods 3 and the SoundPEATS Air 3. So be sure to check that out. AirPods 3 are better overall. It's like 20% better sound quality, roughly. Getting more features, but the Air 3 comes surprisingly close, like a fifth of the price. So yeah, I have a full detailed video. Check that out if you're interested in that. Oh yeah, Jonas Sparta, you know what's going on. You followed the channel for a while. Fabian, Realme Earbuds 2 Neo. Haven't tested them out. Can't say for sure. Okay. Insight on JLab's Air Icon. I have tested the JLab earbud. I don't think it was the Air Icon, but whatever JLab bud I did test, I did not like. It was I don't think I have it here, but I just didn't end up reviewing it because I didn't really like it. But It was an older bud. I have recently reviewed the JLab Go Air Pop. It comes in at like $20 US, and they're pretty great for the price. And I'm actually testing a few earbuds in that $20 price range, and they really do nail it. So keen to see how that goes. It's going very good. It's very hot at the moment in this room, but I hope you're doing well as well. Well. All right, one more comment, and then we'll get into it. So with the Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless 2, core quality, heavy traffic, yeah, the microphone quality is some of the best I've ever tested. Just even on busy highways, I've tested it. Doesn't block out the background noise incredibly well, but even if it is noisy, because the microphone itself is so good, and it's been updated since their initial release, they are up there with the best of the best microphone quality. Yeah, they should do the job completely fine. Speaking of the Momentum True Wireless 2, okay, let's get into bud number one. That was a kind of a good transition. We're talking about the microphone quality of the Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless 2. You're probably guessing my number one earbud of the year of 2021. It is the one, the only Momentum True Wireless 2. An older bud, definitely in need of an upgrade. So when it comes to overall features, noise cancelling, your transparency mode, not the best at all, because on my ANC ranking, you can see where the Momentum True Wireless 2 are. They are almost dead last. Where are they? I can't see them. I'm blind. Number 11. So tying in with the WF-1000XM4, very old pair there. But we're gonna give it to the Momentum True Wireless 2. They've come out a while ago when like noise cancelling was just coming out in earbuds. The transparency mode isn't the best as well. I'm just going to go through all the cons though, but then I will explain why these are number one. Transparency mode is very digital. You can't really hear voices very well. It gets the job done basically. The case is a chunker, as you all know. It has nice material on it. It's a very chunky case. The earbuds themselves are also quite chunky, and the battery life you are getting, considering all this, it isn't the best. But when it comes to my number one pick, you only have to nail it on the head with three main things. The first is the fit. Now, even though they are chunky, for my ears, they fit very well. Comfort, I can wear these for hours, and security is good enough. Like these aren't going to be like my go-to training bud, but I can use these when training if I need to. They do budge out a slight amount, but fit, comfort, very nice for my ears, despite their chunky size. So that's the first main thing. The fit gets it. It's not amazing, but it gets it done. The second most important thing is these aren't in any order, but so I've got fit. Number two is controls. So on the Sennheiser app, you can customize the controls, and you can customize each individual touch function on the separate earbuds. So you can make it whatever you want. So you can control volume, noise cancelling, transparency, play, pause, voice assistance. You can turn some off, you can turn some on. The freedom of controls is the best out there in any earbud I've tested. The Jabra Elite 75T, they give you great customization, but you are limited. You can't customize the long hold. Here, you have single taps, double taps, your triple taps, your holds. You can customize anything to suit it, because I like that freedom. It's small things we're talking about here, but the freedom you get is what we need. But of course, that's customization, and you can customize EQ as well, of course. But number three is sound quality. So these have, it's hard to say, like in terms of sound quality, they're my favorite overall when it comes to just listening to any kind of genre, but more like instrumentation, live music. But the kind of tuning you get here, it does work really well with any genre. You're getting enough volume as well. And at 100% volume, these aren't the loudest earbud. I rate them like an 8 out of 10 though. These sound like incredible at 100% volume. They are the best loud, like I guess the best sound quality you can get at the loud volume, because unlike the Sony WF-1000XM4s, which kind of have a more like direct sound at those lower volumes, they suffer the issue of like kind of losing a lot of clarity at those high volumes, where the Momentum True Wireless 2 retain the exact same sound tuning all the way from 10% to 100% volume. If anything, they sound even better on the last two clicks of volume. Like, again, I'm not going to be listening to these 100% volume all the time, but There's just been a couple occasions where I've just gone for like a night walk. It was raining. I chucked on some Nightwish, one of my favorite bands, the greatest show on earth, one of the greatest songs ever made. And I just chucked these on at 100% volume. It was raining, and I just went for a walk. And it's just like the detail you can get, the separation, and just like the realism with their sound. Like they're not the most like natural and balanced sound, but I've just had some really nice experiences with these earbuds. And kind of like, I guess it's sound quality experience that surpasses being able to explain what they sound like, because these do have a bit of a V-shaped sound, boosting in the sub and mid bass. Mids are pretty recessed compared to like your Sony XM4s, compared to like AirPods Pro, Bose Quiet Comfort earbuds. But these have some of the nicest treble, excellent sparkle, detail, resolution, the best treble you can get at all volumes, where the XM4s would come close, but they have great treble, but at lower volumes. Momentum True Wireless 2, great treble at any volume. And the amount of detail you get without getting harsh, at even on songs that aren't mastered very well, is why these are my favorite sounding earbud. I love me some treble, but I need like that nice, rich amount in bass. That mid bass especially sounds great with distorted guitars, bass lines, psytrance, trance, even hardstyle. Keep in mind though, I'm talking about the sound here with the high-end sound tuning feature on. On their stock setting, they sound a little bit different. The high-end sound tuning feature, which came out like, I don't know, a year ago, tweaked up the sound quite a bit. It sounds a lot better with instrumentation. And I think it's great that the Momentum True Wireless 2 have that option there, where the stock setting does sound is a bit more bass heavy. The treble can get a bit harsher. So I just have high-end sound tuning on still all the time. Uses more battery life, but to kind of wrap it up here, they have a lot of issues. You can only use one earbud individually. There's no multi-point connection. Big case, not the best battery life. Noise cancelling and transparency, not the best, but these are my go-to bud when I want to listen to some music, or I'm just going for a walk, or just like even intricate listening, lying down with my eyes closed in my room, because the fit is great. Fully customizable controls, volume control, and sound quality. 3 things that they absolutely nail, and that's why they're coming in at number 1 for 2021. And the price you can get is that I got these for 250 Australian, which is a pretty good deal for the sound quality that you are getting. And I only get these on sale because, like, yeah, you're missing out on a lot of features. It's at a time now where I'm very curious to see what Sennheiser does with their upgraded version, which is definitely overdue. But as long as they can even just keep the same sound, improve everything else, the case size, the battery life, the size of the earbuds, noise cancelling and transparency, keep the same sound, maybe tweak it up a little bit, but I've got no complaints here with the number 1 pick of the year, the Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless 2. Probably another earbud I use the most. And just kind of give you a recap, we've got our top 3 here, just so you can remember. We got the 75T, and shockingly, I won't open them, the AirPods 3. So number 3, AirPods 3. Number 2, Jabra Elite 75T. And number 1, purely for their sound quality, fit, and customization, the Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless 2. And that wraps up the top 10 of 2021. I was really close to the camera then. Before we wrap it up here, thank you so much for tuning in. I just wanted to quickly make this video because I didn't have time to do a proper top 10 video because I'm so backed up with like 5 earbuds. I need to get reviews in by the end of the year, which is not going to happen. So just regular individual reviews. So let's run through a couple of the comments. If you have any questions about the earbuds that we've run through today, you know what? We'll do a bit of a quick recap here in case you forgot our top 10 picks. So number 10, the Redmi Buds 3 Pro. Number 9, the JBL Live Pro Plus. Number 8, SoundPEATS T2. Number 7, the SoundPEATS H1 and the H2. Number 6, the SoundPEATS Air 3. Number 5, the Edifier NeoBuds Pro. Oh my god. Oh, that's not good. That's right, they're fine. Number 4, the Sony WF-1000XM4 and the Bose Quiet Comfort earbuds, best noise cancelling. Number 3, I just showed you the top 3 then, which was the AirPods 3. The 75T from Jabra. and the Sennheiser Momentum 2. So any questions about any of the earbuds? Let's run through a couple of questions before we wrap it up here today. Let's see where we are at in the comments. Okay, there we go. A Baker, Sennheiser CX Plus. Yes, that's the version with the noise cancelling. Yet to test those buds, but great options at a very, very reasonable price. Nice to hear you're doing well. Awesome, dude. Man of Oil, one of the OG. You're joining my videos way back in the beginning. I never forget that. So it's nice to see you joining in on the live stream, and I really appreciate all the support over the almost 2 years it's been since the inception of this channel. Okay. Shud, QCYT13. Yeah, they'd actually come pretty close on this list because they are the best bud I've tested in that sub or at least around $20 price range. Great bud for the price and very cheap stuff. If you're looking for the cheapest earbud, one of the best I've tested. With another one coming soon, I've got the Earphone Free Mini that arrived 2 days ago. That'll be another earbud in that price range that I'm sure it's going to do quite well. Don, 10 out of 10 galore during its genre rating review. Good pick. I forget what earbud I was talking about then, but maybe it was a Sony Bose. I don't know. Yeah, for $20, QCYT13, like very hard to fault. Like they come close to earbuds, triple the price in sound quality. Very good. Owen, see you later. Thanks for tuning in. Okay. Roma, no worries. Stuttering Bob, thanks for the support, my friend. Yeah, LG Tone. I've had a few requests of LG earbuds, Sean, so hopefully I can check some of those out soon. Tone 9. I'll keep it in mind. No worries, Don. Thanks for tuning in. JBL, very solid stuff overall. Best for gaming. That is a good question. Any bud with the QC3040 chip. So if you want the lowest latency, like your SoundPEATS buds, again, any bud with the QC3040 chip in a low latency mode, like on the SoundPEATS Sonic, H1, H2, Air3, True A2 Plus, getting under 200 milliseconds of latency, which is like the lowest I've ever seen, especially on Android with aptX. You can get I was getting 160 milliseconds, which is insane. If you can get below 300, that's really good. But with any bud for gaming, like you want decent treble, decent instrument separation. So the H2 be pretty good for that. If like Sennheiser Fit, Air3, True A2 Plus is really good. If you like your gaming lights, I did a review on the Exa GT1 recently. Not the best sound. And I got a Black Shark gaming earbud coming soon as well, but a lot of the gaming earbuds with lights don't sound very good. So just go for a pair that has a low latency mode, QCC 3040 chip. Picky audio or dropping audio. Nice. I was like, wait, what are you talking about? As you can see, that's a real life example of how many times I drop earbuds. I thought my audio was dropping out. LG Tone Free. A lot of LG buds going around. Yeah, same. I wish the controls were full control that you get on like the Jabra Elite 75T and the Sennheiser Momentum 2s. Okay. Just joining in now. Any comments? Chuck them here. We'll just pump through them all before I head out. I got nothing ear1s. Yeah, I've done one firmware update, and then I updated the comment in my review, and it did improve the EQ shift with noise cancelling on compared to noise cancelling off. But a lot of those niggling issues are still there. Sound quality still nothing too special. Overall, still probably wouldn't recommend it. You can get better buds at their price range. No worries. I'm hoping you're enjoying the live stream today, and I'm sure you're enjoying the videos over the years. Okay. Soundcore Liberty 3 Pro would probably be in this list, but as I mentioned earlier, I haven't unboxed them yet. So cheers, Wafik. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. All right. And Liberty 3 Pro, loving them. That's great to hear. Everyone seems to really be loving the Liberty 3 Pro. Yeah. Edifier TWS1 Pro. if it's just pure like sound quality, a more balanced sound, you still get a decent amount of bass. But the treble is a little bit harsh for my liking. It's a little bit too boosted, but that does allow it to have very nice detail and separation at its price, which, I mean, if you get it for like $40 US, even under $50, you're starting to get, you can probably get buds that have noise canceling, transparency, like SoundPEATS T2, Earphone 3 Pro, Tozo NC2 as well. But if it's just like the pure sound quality you want, you can probably get it for under $40, I think now. They're quite a cheap bud. Be sure to check out my Edifier compared video, and you kind of get some comparisons between the other Edifier buds. Still a pretty decent choice for a bud that doesn't have all those extra features there. Hey, Mark, thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, TWS1 Pro's on the way. Yeah, pretty hard to fault as long as you're not too sensitive to treble. I'm a little bit sensitive to treble, and keep in mind, like, treble sensitivity doesn't really matter. It really depends on your ear canal shape and design. So TWS1 Pro allow for quite a deep fit in my ears. So if you can shove the bud quite deep and that's where it naturally rests, that can indicate you will get more treble. So it can kind of change from each individual. Only way to know for sure is to try out. But all right, we'll go another last comment here. Tozo NC7. Yeah, I've only tested out a few Tozo buds, but from the last review I did, the Tozo NC2, very solid stuff overall. But all right, that wraps it up for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you all have a great holiday season. If I don't see you again soon, I should get a couple more videos out by the end of this year. I've got quite a lot of earbuds to review, but thanks for tuning in to the top 10 True Wireless earbuds of 2021. Have a great day. Have a great night wherever you are. And I'll see you in the next live stream or the next video. Stay picky, and bye now.